Hey everybody, Don Dabney, Left Coast Classics. How's it going? For those of you that follow my site, I don't do too many muscle cars or street rods. I'm pretty picky about what I put in my inventory, and I do a lot of Euro cars, a lot of American stock cars, but I gotta really like the car, and I'll tell you what, I really like this car. It's a California car, painted in black cherry, with a crate 350. It's got it just drives great, like a very reliable, solid car you could drive all the time if you wanted. It had air conditioning from the factory. The compressor's not in the car, but it's an easy put back because you got all the ventilation ducts there. You have a killer stereo, and I'll get more into all this in the details. It's like got great subwoofers and everything, and power amps. It's got an RPM gauge, got an oil and a water pressure gauge added. The oil pressure is great. I mean, the car really runs like a champ. And be sure to check out the description because we'll get into more specifics. But I like this car. This is a car you could just get in and drive. It's like an old grandma car that was converted to be more of a muscle car. And with this crate 350, replacing the original 350, it's just reliable as ever and drives incredible. Great driving car. Let's take a spin. This thing will do it. Right now we're just cruising on 55 miles an hour, drive straight, brake straight, suspension's tight and nice, tires are excellent, and just got a lot of get up and go. When you punch it, it just takes off. Super functional lighting, blinkers, washers, wipers. Things are just working in this car like no problem. And the handling's nice. I'm taking this really tight circle here, and the car is just sticking to the road like glue. No white knuckling. Taking these turns at 25, 30 miles an hour without any issue. It tracks nicely. All right, so there it is. So if if you just want a really drivable, nice looking, well put together muscle car you can cruise around on, it's not going to make you a nervous wreck if it gets a chip or something. It really is a pretty car, very presentable, and just reliable and fast and fun to drive. Anyway, check out the description. If you got any more questions, get in touch with us. Thanks for checking it out. Alright, it's a bit of a dreary day over here in Sonoma. The clouds are here. Fall has arrived. And let's check this out. So you've got a nice exhaust system. It's got dual flow masters. Big pipes. Heading all the way up to the front. Going into some nice manifolds. Engines is super clean on the bottom. It's not a drippy car. So no worries there. And you have a 12-bolt rear end, Chevrolet. Big rear drums. You've got discs up front. Right there. Got, good looking bushings here. A little worn. Anyway, just in really nice order. Drives great. No rust under this car. Check it out. Very, very solid frame. Rockers, floors. All of it's good. Just kind of typical California car. I don't know about how typical. I mean, we get rust too. It just sort of depends. Cars from the beach tend to get exposure to salt, can be rusty here, but you get way up into these back of these rockers. Everything's just super nice and solid. And that's where you got a little bit of degradation on the bottom of the fender area. Pretty minor in the bigger scope of things, and it's certainly not into the floors or the frame. So that's California rust. Anyway, there you go. Very, very solid car underneath and pretty clean. Well, it's always kind of nice to be able to look at the lower portion of the car. So while we've got it halfway on the rack, let's move around it. Yeah, the chrome looks really nice. The facings are in better shape than the tops. There's a little bit of pitting up there, but I think it still looks presentable. And we come around here. Very nice. Come over here. Yeah, you can hear the metal. I can't find my magnet, but you can hear it. Really minor right there. Coming through the bottom of the door. That would typically happen, as you know, when the lip seal would go bad and if it wasn't cut out and come back. Things are pretty good down here. I'm not feeling a bunch of filler. The quarters are just straight as a razor. Got a lot of insulation in this car, so if you checked out the trunk shots, killer stereo. Balance is good. Couple little, scratches there. And coming around to the left rear quarter. Nice and straight. I mean, check it out. You'll see it in the drive videos where you'll see the reflections really nice. And coming down here, good rockers, good lower doors. Again, just really trace amount of surface there and there. But if you saw the video under the car and the photos under the car, it's just totally rust free. So, yeah, gotta expect something where it will cost a lot more. So pretty good, nice, really straight car, really clean.